Am I audible?
Good morning. Hello.
In India, it is good evening. So,
Good evening.
okay.
Good morning or good evening. What is the time difference between here and
India? It is about 10 hours, 30 minutes.
10 hours?
30 minutes.
Okay.
It is 6:30 in India to start.
Okay. I work with a lot of the Sage people, and their and their editing and production folks are in India, and Oftentimes our schedules kind of overlap. I tend to be a night owl, but I wasn't sure what the time difference was.
It is 9 hours 30 minutes, actually, not 10 hours. It is 9 hours 30 minutes.
Okay. I figured it was somewhere 9 to 10, probably not quite 12, but close to it.
Because you are starting the meeting at 9 a.m. and here it will be 6:30. It will be
Okay.
6:30 evening, that is 18:30.
I know this is a meeting that's hard to schedule to be convenient for everyone. We've got several associate editors on the West Coast, so they're 3 hours different. So for those folks, the meeting starts at 6 in the morning. And then we've got several people from Hong Kong, so it's always a challenge to get a good time for the meeting.
This is also a good time for us.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, Anne.
Good morning.
Good morning. See, I had completely lost track of your changes. So I went with the slides that you sent me, and I think I inserted from one of the Word documents. That was really difficult to make into a slide.
Yeah, I tried so hard to get it in a slide and I wasn't successful either.
So somehow you thought I would be better, but that's not the case.
Well, you are amazing, so.
Not that amazing now.
Oh, well.
But I did my best in the few minutes I had. I didn't get your email till this morning, so.
Well, it was late when I got or it was at least
Yeah.
last evening when I got a chance, and I figured there was not a whole lot that could be done, but I was afraid that maybe it was just the wrong version had gotten attached.
No, it was that Maria had lost track of which version we were talking about, but
Not to worry.
I think it's somewhat fixed now.
That's good.
It's
Not
better.
not a
It's
problem.
better than it was. And we're throwing this committee a lot of data.
Yep. Well, it's data heavy in the spring, at least from the
Yeah.
journal perspective.
Okay, Dr. Khan is here.
Yeah,
Hi, Dr. Khan.
good.
Good
So,
morning.
Yours, good morning to you, but good evening to me.
Good evening to you. Yes, about half of our committee, it's
Night.
evening.
Yeah.
Half our committee, it's way too early, and half our committee, it's way too late. So it's hard. Okay, let me pull up.
Good morning.
Hello, Dr. Wren. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for asking. Okay, let me put up, while we're waiting, let me put up the agenda. All right.
Yeah.
Hi, Maria.
Hello.
Yeah, this is GP. Yeah.
Oh, Jiping, hi.
I
Sarah-
joined the meeting a few minutes ago.
Oh, okay, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. Tell me when you'd like the meeting to start. We still have people joining, I believe.
How many people you expected?
We invited all C7 and the associate editors as well.
Okay. I can see right now we have 13 attendee.
That's a
So
good
you
number,
think-
yes.
Yeah, you think we should wait for a few minutes?
Yeah,
It's up to you, sir.
Okay, let's wait for a few minutes, then see.
Okay.
that's good.
Yeah, now we have 17 people attending now. So, Maria, shall we get started?
As you wish, sir.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for everyone attending this committee meeting. So let's get started. So Maria, can you move on?
Thank you, sir. There's the approval of the October meeting minutes. Are we voting? Who would like to move to approve the minutes?
Can you show the minutes first? I think some people may not get a chance to read the minutes.
Okay. Sure, hang on. Let me bring it up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry.
It's okay.
I have about every minute. Here we go. Okay. This is the, can everyone see the minutes?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see it.
I'll go very slowly.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes, or is there,
Motion to approve, John Crocker.
okay,
Second.
is there some,
Yes, it may be approved.
okay. Thank you. All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Welcome to our new staff member, Bhavani Jayaraman. She's our new marketing associate. Bhavani, are you here? Do you want to say hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, everybody. I'm Bhavani. I recently graduated from the Wilson College of Textiles, and I'm so excited to be a part of AATCC.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd also like to introduce you to Marcia, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Marcia Baxt.
It's
Do
back.
you want to say hello? Baxt?
Hi, everyone. Nice to know you.
And Marcia is now going to be representing us as our magazine advertising sales representative. Please reach out to Marcia with any advertising questions you have, or if you have any leads for her. If you know of anyone who might like to buy advertising on the website, in the newsletter, or in the magazine, please let me know and I'll put you in touch with Marcia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia. Josie, are you here? Do you want to talk about the communities?
Yeah, hi everyone. So we launched AATCC Communities on March 1st. It's a platform for discussion between members. I've seen many of you active on it. Thank you all for your participation. We really appreciate it. It's currently active to both all AATCC members as well as our committee members. We have 77 active communities now, and we've recently added a few more. The C7 Publications Committee has its own group. You can log in with your AATCC user ID and password. It's the same one you would use for the website. There's also a forgot password button in case you forget your password. On there, you can access presentations, minutes, agendas, things like that easily at your convenience, and you can also discuss them and bring up topics in the discussion forum that you think that the committee should look at or talk about. The C7 S9 Associate Editors has its own group as well, and feel free to use that and participate as you wish. We have auto-sorted it so that when you log in, any of the committees that you are part of, as well as any of the membership, interest groups, things like that, you will have available to you. And you can reach out to me if you have any questions. Currently, we have a lot of members in a few groups, the AATCC members obviously being the most. That is all of our senior members or individual members, as we call them now. The materials interest group is our second largest and also quite active. And then chemical applications interest group is our third largest. Our most talkative, or the people who participate the most, would be the C1 Board of Directors, which is great to see leadership so active in using it early on. Our student members have really taken a shine to it. They're participating a lot. That is a group that we really wanted to target with digital marketing, and I think we've done a good job. And general AATCC members. Good news is 90% of our users have opted into email notifications. We have a pretty robust email notification opt-in system, so they can opt in to a lot of different tiers of it. And they thankfully, everyone wants to hear a lot from it. The next steps that we'll be taking with AATCC communities includes publications community. You may see it up already. We have put AATCC Review digital copy. We will start linking AATCC News, the Journal of Research, any other relevant AATCC publications. So when the Martin Bide book becomes available, that will be something that we can promote and market on that platform, as well as the AATCC podcast. So this will be a central hub for all publications AATCC creates.
Okay, thank you, Josie. As some of you may have been aware, AATCC Review has gotten a new design format starting in January 2023 issue. Thank you, Bliss, for creating that new design. And thank you, Diana, for suggesting some of the organizational changes. Hopefully, you have enjoyed the new format. If you have not, please let me know. It was designed to be a little bit easier to navigate and flip through and easier to read as a digital document. We held a recent individual member survey that indicated that more and more members are requesting to read the magazine as a digital document. We've always provided that as a digital document, but now we're hoping with the AATCC publications community to provide that easily and simply to members so that they can download it or view it at their convenience. Okay. Let us go on to the journal, which I'm sure you're very eager to hear a little bit more about. First, I want to thank the associate editor who told me he would not like to continue his service, but we thank Matt Farrell for his service as the associate editor for AATCC Journal of Research. He said he might come back in the future, but right now he's done. And Dr. Sun has invited 2 additional researchers to serve as AEs for the journal. And I think I sent the CVs along with the agenda. The associate editors are Amir Uyar, associate professor at Cornell University, and Hang Li, associate professor at Washington State University. If anyone has any questions or concerns, yes. Did anyone say anything? Would you like to, Jiping, would you like to vote to approve the new associate editors?
Yes, yes, please.
Do I hear a motion? I'm sorry. Oh, Gang, yes? Is there a
Yes, I
second?
made the motion. I made the motion. Yeah. Can I?
Yeah, second. I second.
Okay,
Yes.
all in favor?
Yes.
all-
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Any opposed? All right, thank you. The motion is passed. Welcome to our new associate editors.
Yeah, welcome.
There is we got a royalty report from Sage, which shows that the journal is making some money for Sage, and hopefully will only continue to improve. We have to make over a threshold of $50,000 before Sage will begin to pay us any royalties, and we'll get 30% of any earnings past that $50,000. So we're hoping that we do better and better every year. Any questions?
So below $50,000, we cannot get any royalty, I guess.
Yeah, we get nothing below $50,000. That's basically paying them to host the journal and kind of spread the word about the journal. So the $50,000 is our pay to play kind of thing. But
Okay.
beyond that, if we start making them actual real money, then we can look at some royalties. And we're only getting 30%. We're never going to make a lot of money from the journal, but hopefully we'll start to make some next year. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
If more authors are paying the open access fee, and we could possibly.
That might help. Yes, agreed. And Anne provided some numbers of submissions by country. What country sends us the most submissions? And the winner is India. Congratulations, our Indian submissions.
So it's interesting, only 7 submissions actually from the USA, huh?
It looks like, yeah. Let's see. Yep, not that many submissions.
Yeah, it's only 7, you see?
Only 7. Turkey has quite a few. Pakistan has a few. China has a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
And then everywhere else, just a few.
Okay.
But the biggest countries are
India
India,
and
China.
Basically,
I'm sorry?
Oh, Turkey, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And here is, Anne, is this the correct one?
Yes. This slide probably looks real familiar. It's what we have been including over the last several years. The information that's most relevant is down at the very bottom, and it was current as of, I think it was the 25th of March. As a snapshot, we were working with 18 papers. Last year, we published 30. Typically, we publish 36, but due to the page count constraints, we had to back off a little bit. So far this year, we've published 12 papers, which is 2 issues worth. There are 17 papers that are available to read online, but are not currently in an issue. And there, at that time, there were 12 papers that were waiting to be prepared and edited. And so going forward, the numbers will be more of an annual number from January 1 through December 31st. So it will be easier to compare than what we had been doing, because it was never always an exact 12 months. So at least going forward, we should have a better comparison. And there's, I think, some slides coming up with the number of papers that were submitted last year, and the statistics for approval and rejections.
Well, unfortunately, right next, I put the impact factor.
Okay, that's fine. We'll get there. Or if we don't, I've got those numbers.
Okay, here's the impact factor. Year to year. We don't have anything, we won't have anything for 2022 until later in the year, correct?
I believe that is the case.
Okay.
Seems like it's in the summer.
Yeah. So it looks like we didn't do so well in 2021, but 2020 we did well.
When I think 2021 is also when we switched. No, that's not right. Never mind.
No. Is this the speed to publication that you were talking about?
No,
Or is
but that gives you some information about how long it takes for decisions to be made and how long it takes for papers to be edited and available online.
I'm sorry, I think I have, was this?
That's
This was
fine.
what you had. Is this what you had? Or is this the same thing? It looks like it's the
It
same
looks like
thing.
the same thing, yeah.
All right, sorry.
And that down at the bottom, it just gives you a snapshot as to where we are.
This one? Yeah. So we get 300 pages and we're already at almost half that, right?
Yes. I think Richard might be here. That
Is
was
he
a
here?
question for Richard. I think so. If
Yep,
you're here,
I'm
Richard,
here.
chime in.
Hi, yeah,
Yes,
I'm here.
please.
So yeah, with regards to the pages, I have requested that the journal be added to the flexible page budget, which means that there won't be a limit. I'm just waiting on final confirmation of when the date that will happen, but I'm hoping I should find out very soon and that it will be as of the next issue. So at that point, it will then be, there won't be the limits on the journal pages.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
That's excellent. Thank you.
That's certainly good news because the page limit has been a big issue, and obviously we also have a lot of lengthy papers, but in the past, particularly the ones I learned the issue, I have already asked many authors to restrict the number of the figures and tables, and try to reduce the. But I think the most journal already set up a page limit for each paper. Many of the journals. But I guess. Sorry. Oh, so I think that the many journals already have such a kind of a page limit, but certainly they all wanted to have more papers published per issue of the journal. So removing the page limit would be a great win for the journal, which will increase the issues that are published per year. And also, I think that showed the number that in the previous table showing the total submissions. And if you look at the first 4 months, we already received, I think, 48. And if you look at the previous year, total year, we probably only received 88. But you see, there is already increased the trend. But the bigger issue is, for some reason, I probably will talk in the meeting with the associate editor. We found that there are maybe particularly this year, 1/3 of the submission come from the authors and submitting the paper with nothing to do with the textile. A lot just from India and all agricultural focused, working on soil production and the plants. I don't know. Maybe we need to see what, why those people submitting the papers here, and many of them are just directly sent back, and after reading their submission, and with the addition, ask them to find the proper journal to submit. This is just improper to them, and so those. But we do have a trend of the increase of submission in years.
When Gang mentioned receiving papers that were outside of our scope, and we had an email from one author, and I don't know if this goes back to that same problem Gang was mentioning, where AATCC review is also the title of another organization's publication. Don't know if that was intentional on their part. Don't really know the history, but that may be something that the committee ends up needing to kind of look into at some point.
I think the same source, same type of the issue, but we don't know why. And just appeared, started from later last year till now.
Okay, any other comments?
Is it exactly the same title, like AATCC review?
I believe so. And it was an agricultural related journal.
Okay, because I was trying to search for it, but I couldn't find it.
This is a good proposal for limiting the pages, for bringing more number of papers. I support it, and I think the page number should be decided in the committee or by the editor. It may be maximum typed pages maybe 25 or printed pages maybe 10 or like that, whatever you decide or committee decides. So page limit is to be restricted. That's a good suggestion.
Thank you, Dr. Samanta. Any other comments? Should I go on, Juping?
Yes. Yeah, okay. Let's move
on. Here's a snapshot of our readership and circulation, where people are downloading and reading the papers. So submissions might be coming from India, but the US is reading a lot of the papers. So is China and India. Many of the same countries that submit are also reading the papers. So that's pretty good.
Good.
Again, another snapshot of downloads for full text. And the most read articles from AJOR over the last 6 months. Anne, you want to comment on any of these?
The main thing to note is they were either all free or open access papers. I was happy to see that the introduction to the AATCC Journal of Research and AATCC had been downloaded. That was a good thing. So we can help spread the word.
And thank you, Dr. Sun for writing that. Yes, was that you or Dr. Sun?
I think
I think that.
Okay, sorry. Okay, any other notes? Any other comments? Okay. And can you talk a little bit more about our special issues, Anne?
Yes, we have now only, I think, one paper still in process. Currently, our biggest issue is that they are not available as free access. I'm not quite sure why, and maybe that's something Richard has some insight on. But
To be
those
honest, I'm
papers are.
not sure why either. I was expecting Production to have made them free. So when you mentioned it the other week, I'm still following up and I haven't had an explanation. So apologies for that. As you say, my understanding was they were supposed to be being made free.
Yeah, and I think all of the payment and all has been taken care of with Dr. Wong. So, and the other hosts, at least they are available. So once we have the last paper through the system, then we can go ahead and put them in an issue and call them a special issue or a supplement. So that'll be a good thing to get that wrapped up soon.
Okay, I'm glad that's going through well. And yes, Richard, when you get an answer for us, please let us know and see if that can be fixed.
Will do. Anne, can you
Thank
just
you,
send
sir.
through the articles just so that I can follow up directly on, make sure I get the right
Yeah.
ones?
I'll
Thank you.
resend. Sure, I'll resend that.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Anne. Okay. Next is a proposal by Dr. Sun. Dr. Sun, do you want to talk about this?
Oh, here, I see. I proposed this as one of the items that to be in the AES meeting, but Maria moved this into here, the publications committee. I think this is the more powerful in presenting to the AATCC's management. So my proposal is encouraging our AEs and also their students to submit an abstract to attend the annual conference organized by AATCC. Is called the Discovery Summit, mostly in the fall. And it will be a good event and to meet with the industry and also to change a little bit the nature of this the conference. And one of the very interesting phenomena was that last year's meeting, there were more award opportunities to the students, graduate students and undergraduate students, but there were fewer submissions for the competition. So there are events and provided to academic researchers, to the graduate students and researchers from academic researchers, I would say. So I hope that our AEs will be able to join, and also we can take this meeting as an opportunity to have an in-person meeting of AE and to discuss and spend some time to discuss the issues related to the management of this journal. So we're going to request, hopefully, because of the oh, sorry. And also here is, if you submit a paper to the meeting, and also which is accepted for oral presentation, obviously you're going to get a complimentary and registration treatment. But if your students submitted, they have to pay a fee, a registration fee. If you're just come without a submission, without a presentation, and all with the post the presentation, you still have to pay a fee. But here, my proposal is that we could put this request to AATCC management to provide our AEs a special fee, reduce the fee, or free admission or something, registration. And I don't know. Well, this is just my proposal.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
so do you make a motion, Dr. Sun?
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
For those, yeah, anyone, yeah, I make the motion.
For a reduced registration fee for the associate editors for the summit?
We
Correct.
probably need to do a proposal out of this group and send it over to Committee on Conferences. But I think if you guys present a complete proposal, that would give them something to start with.
Thank you, Diana.
Diana, oh, sorry, yeah, didn't recognize.
So does this committee agree that we should present a proposal to Committee on Conferences? Is there a second?
Second.
Yes, I second it.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
So-
All in favor?
Yes.
Any comments? Any comments?
No, it's a good proposal. No further comment.
Okay.
I have a comment.
yep.
Maria. I
Sir.
think the idea is excellent. While we try and keep making the Discovery Summits something that people want to attend, I think that if you have volunteers or people that are doing work with and for the association, that a reduction in registration is appropriate.
Okay. And we said people who approved, any opposed? Any other comments? I think we had something in the chat, excuse me. He said yes, okay. All right,
Oh,
we
yes,
will make a proposal to Committee on Conferences.
yes.
Okay. Some old business. Here are some statistics for the AATCC news, just so that you're aware of what's going on with the newsletter. Josie, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, so I'm really pleased with how the newsletter is doing. We are performing above industry average in almost every single component. We have had a steady growth rate of subscribers. We've sort of plateaued a little bit, but that is, I think, largely due to a lack of marketing content, and you can sort of see when our education director last left, we had less events, and that's one of the main things that people enjoy signing up to the newsletter for. As we've started to increase events, we've gotten significantly more subscribers in the past few months. So we're starting to see that little growth again, which makes me very happy. We have a great click rate overall. Maria, I'm not sure if we included that statistic, but it's been really good to see everyone's engagement. This is by far one of the best, most valued benefits. And I think you can see that through the open rate. Industry average open rate's a lot lower than that. We've had steadily significantly higher open rate and steadily significantly higher click rate than anyone else in industry. And this is the newsletter industry, not just the textile industry. So as a publication independently, we have been performing great.
Josie, please excuse the ignorant statement of asking what is open rate. I apologize, I don't know.
So this statistic is, some people view it as a little outdated just because There have been some click laws and privacy laws and policies put in place by Apple and other major, and Google, and anyone who does email, where open rate used to be a major statistic where it indicated how interested people were in opening up your email and viewing. So ideally, you were looking at like a 20%. We were regularly performing over that, 35% recently. These new policies that these companies have put in have falsely inflated these numbers, is making it look like a lot more are opening than they were. So that's a statistic that in the future we probably will look at a little bit less, just because it makes it difficult to see a true picture of our readership. And we'll be looking at click rate more to see engagement.
Thank you for the clarification.
And
Yep.
click rate, Josie, is like they actually click on a story in the email, correct?
Yes, and we have access to all of the things that have been clicked. And I believe, Maria, do we include those stories that were the most clicked on?
And oh, you mean next? I believe
Yes.
so. Here are our
Also-
best performing.
Also, Josie, do you have how long they stay on the actual page?
Not off the top of my head. But I believe I can click, I can pull up that. It's a little tricky because some people open it up in a web browser, which is where that's tracked, and then some people read it on their mobile, and it gets that statistic gets a little blurry.
Okay, I was just wondering how deep they went into, you can click and then turn around and click it right back off and really don't stay on it.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why that open rate, where they can click and then just click off, and it counts as an open, but how engaged are they? That's one of the reasons why that statistic is one that we're not favoring as much. We probably won't use it as an indicator in the future. Click rate for articles, I think, has been a really good way to gauge how interested people are in what we're producing. For events, it's something we use for event marketing. How interested are people in these events? Are we seeing a surge in registrations afterwards? That sort of thing. But I went through all of our independent articles, and these were the top performing by readers. These are people who went and clicked on the article and stayed there. So the top one was October B, 2022. When do AATCC scales really need to be replaced? This was very popular, as you can see, by leagues, best performing one. Kind of good to see because that's something that we produced in-house. And it indicates that readership is really interested in seeing what AATCC is doing. Next was November B 2022. AATCC releases the 2023 proficiency rounds. This was a press release based on the 2023 PTPs. A lot of readers on that, a lot of clicks inside the article. People were very interested. March A 2023, Fibers and Fabrics of the Future had 232 readers. You can see a little bit of a drop off here, but our best performing articles that we contracted out typically averaged around 230 readers. As you can see, by January B, the next best performing one, an odor-free future, had 229. This gives a lot of kudos to our in-house writers. Diana, I know you wrote one of these. Because people were obviously very interested in it. As you can see, future is a keyword that people are looking for in these articles. And so that's a topic that we can make sure that we focus on when we contract these out in the future.
Thank you, Josie. Any questions, any comments? And just to give some kudos to Marcia, here are our advertisers for last year. And thank you to our advertisers who support the journal. And we have a reason to celebrate. The analytical methods book just got it back from the designer Friday. So we will be giving it one last little peek and making sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, and then we can see what's going on. And somebody took control of the did someone want to see something else in the presentation? Okay. Yeah, someone took control of the presentation. I'm gonna
Okay.
take it back unless you have a reason.
Take it back.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you want it, you can have it, but
made a mistake, someone.
okay. And let me move on. Okay. Yeah, no, if someone had a question, that would be fantastic. Okay, so we started this book back in 2011. And we finally are looking at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, Keith, and thank you, Jimmy, our editors, for seeing this through, and many thanks to Anne, who worked very diligently on this book with our editors, and hopefully you will see it by the research committee meetings next month. Please hype it up to your colleagues and let them know that the book will be available. And yes, Diana, I will schedule that meeting to talk about marketing and getting it up on the website. Any questions, any comments?
Jimmy and Keith got it also the end of last week, and they're very excited to have this project done. So this is a good thing to be able to call complete very soon.
Yay. Yes, I'm very happy. Thank you,
Great.
Anne.
Yeah.
And then the next book on our list is Dr. Byde's coloration book, and that will be the next target. That is, again, about, I would consider it 80% done. It's laying it out correctly and making sure all the pictures are where they're supposed to be. Since the illustration is so important for this book, we're paying a lot of attention to the images and making sure that they're where they're supposed to be and they're how they're supposed to be. So that's what's slowing us down a little bit, just because there's not enough of us and there's a lot of book. But if all goes well, I'm not going to promise, but if all goes well, we should have it again ready to go later this year. Any questions, any comments? It's a good book. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing that one out the door as well. All right.
These two books should bring some money to AATCC, I think.
That is the hope, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is the hope. And I think it'll be important to market it correctly, but they should both be, I think the chemical analytics book should be a standard book for every lab, yes?
Yeah.
And we're going to be marketing it by selling a 2-for-1, the PDF of this book with the PDF of the last book at the same time. Oh, yes. Yes, I know. I know we wanted the book sooner. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Che. He was like, yes, I needed this book. So hopefully we will have the book very soon. And he was wanting Dr. Byde's book soon, and we're working as hard as we can to get that to happen.
What's the price of these two books?
Have we decided that yet? I don't remember off the top of my head.
Why was I thinking 80-ish?
Not
I'm
too
not
expensive.
positive.
Okay.
Yeah, especially when you consider we're giving you the both editions. Yeah, it's not too expensive. The new book has a lot of new instrumental techniques from microscopy to and what's MS, Anne?
Let me
Mass
think.
spectroscopy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bert. I knew it was something on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't spit it out. Thank you. And yes, Dr. Kumar, there is a member rate, a discount for members for the book. Absolutely.
You know,
Okay.
a good judge on the coloration book is Fred Billmeyer's book. His has been out there for years. Seems to be the kind of standard up till now. Maybe Martin's book will overtake that, but it's on Amazon.
I think Martin's book is meant more for like a to teach like undergraduates. It's a real basic book, especially for like design students. That's why Dr. Che wants it. He wants it for his class. And I'm sorry, Dr. Kumar has a question for you, Gang Son. Yes, Dr. Che wants to use them for his undergraduate classes. Dr. Sun, do you see the chat? Dr. Samantha, sorry, has a question about associate editors.
Sorry, I'm still sleepy.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Joke. Where is the? Let's see. Sorry. Is there a session rate for AATCC member?
Is there any Indian associate editor for this journal?
Is there any India associate editor? Yes, there's one. There are two. Maybe there's one. And Bipin Kumar in IIT Delhi.
And Dr. Samantha, if you have more associate editors from India to propose to Dr. Sun, I'm sure he welcomes additional colleagues to.
How to propose? I mean,
Yeah.
how to propose them?
Oh, you can send him a letter, an email, or you can send it to me and I'll forward it to him. And we need their CVs as well, their you know, bios.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, thanks for, I would like to see this actually becoming one of the other issue that we will discuss in the associate editors meetings. And I would like to see, this is just my personal opinion, that we have our associate editors as reputable researchers with higher impact, and also in the areas that we would like, and also in the regions. And we would like to see. So those are the ones, yes, we would see those, and we definitely want to have a few more.
Yeah, we would like more from
Particularly in
India,
those,
so please send it. Yeah.
in India and in China, in Turkey, and those countries that we have more submissions. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure, thanks.
Jiping, do you have any other questions? Any other?
Yes, actually, I have a question. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to bring this topic here, but let's just talk a little bit about that. I asked Anne about how to select the best paper of year. I'm not sure if people understand that, how we do that.
What we do is look at the scores that papers receive during the peer review process. This is for papers that are published in AATCC Journal of Research that are considered for the Paper of the Year award.
Mm-hmm. Is that
We-
the only criteria for us to select the candidate for that one?
That is how we have been doing it. At one point, we had a question during the review process, should it be considered for the award? And that didn't provide particularly useful or helpful information. So we consistently have data from everyone about about their rating for papers, and that seems to be the most available data to use, and that's what we've been using.
I know, but I just wonder actually if that's the case. Looks like the selection criteria is pretty limited. So it's limited to the review process. It's not after publication. I think maybe we should consider like the citation or download or whatever, something after publication, see how public acceptance to those papers.
The number of downloads we get.
So I would agree with Dr. Jipin.
Some of this information we did not have access to previously. So those are things we can look into. Don't
Yes,
have it become
especially-
a popular.
Yeah, especially
what?
right now, we try to improve the impact factor for the journal. So I think the best paper of the year should have a good acceptance by the
Readers.
yeah, by the readers. I think it's not just a reviewer.
That's why I'm
Okay.
talking about number of citations as well as number of downloads.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Number of citations?
Citations
Yeah.
and number of downloads.
Number of
Downloads,
cit-
citation, what is also those some criteria actually after publication. It's not just before the publication, you know.
It looked
I
like
think-
Richard had a comment. He's the one who has, Richard from Sage may have some input on if that's a valid way to do it or not.
Yeah, the problem with using citations is we tend, as you will know, it can take some time for papers to pick up citations. So unless you wanted to kind of wait a year or two to see how many citations they were going to pick up, then you wouldn't get an immediate response. And also for, say, downloads and citations, that you'd have to normalize it, I guess, because otherwise you're going to favor those that are published in the first issue as opposed to those that are published later. There's certainly things that can be looked at, but I don't think it should just be used in its entirety. It would also be open if someone were citing their own work or something like that. So it's certainly a criteria that could be considered, but I would caution against using only citations and downloads.
Yeah, I had a little bit of concern about people downloading their own papers frequently to up the score, but that's just my mind not going in a place it ought to.
I think the citation might be still doable if we set a bar and such as after publication for how long, and as a benchmark, and to see the references. But yeah, indeed, as who Richard mentioned that yes, the older papers would have obviously higher citation numbers. But on the other side is, I think the citation obviously represents the real quality at a certain level of the paper.
So, is there any suggestion about how to overcome what Richard was saying about the citation favors papers published earlier in the year? Can we maybe skip a year for paper of the year, and then all the papers we consider will be a year old, or what do you think?
Yes, I guess you're right. We can skip a year because that would uh, basically help us to count the number of citations after a year. That will be more, um, I think, better way to consider it.
I think for right now, this is a good conversation to have. I don't know that we're going to come to an agreement today. I think it's something that we need to look into. I'm fearful of making a quick decision today about making changes to it. But all of these are good inputs, and any additional input would be helpful. But I worry about just making a quick change today to make a change.
How about we have a more full discussion on the communities, and be real transparent, and we could put the scores of the papers, if you think that's appropriate, in the communities, and people can discuss, what they think we should do in the communities. And we can always have a vote to change it at when people feel that's appropriate. What do you think, Jiping?
Yeah, I think maybe we should look at the two candidates actually we couldn't have on the list, and look into that, see how about the citations, how many people cite that paper, yeah, the two papers.
Oh, for the finalists, okay.
Yeah, finalists. Basically, currently, I understand that every year I do see few papers actually for us to select, but I just wonder actually what's the quality of those papers, So if just based on review process, I don't think it's good enough to do that.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes, I was going to say Dr.
Actually-
Khan has his hand
Yeah.
raised and Barry has his hand raised.
Yeah, for the download and citation, for the download, if we count the download rate, it is not fair for the people who publish in the last issue of the year.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, so my experience is that because at the moment every year we have about 30 something paper published in the journal. For some journal, okay, that publish so-called small number of paper, the AE will recommend some paper for the best paper every year. Say for example 5 or 4 papers, and then we work for the best one. So yeah. But this is if our paper number increase largely next year, then it may not work.
Okay, Barry, did you have something to say, sir?
Yes, I was just going to inquire if this committee had looked at updating and possibly reprinting the old, excuse that term old, but the ACCC primers. I get a lot of requests for that information, and just thought that if we updated it, that could be a good revenue stream.
Any comments about that?
Great idea.
Anybody want to be in charge of that?
Barry, why don't you and I talk about it and we'll figure out how to do it.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, we need a member to carry the flag, as it were. and lead the charge.
Well, and Maria, I think that you know, I sit through these meetings and I see the same people over and over and over again in these meetings, and we have some newer members and some younger members. And I think that you know, there's got to be some, forgive me, but sweat equity in this organization. And I think that we need to look at how do we bring some of the newer members in to do some of this stuff that like you know, reprinting or re-energizing the primers and getting them out there. So I think it's a great suggestion by Barry, and I think we just have to figure out how to make that work. But utilizing other members.
Okay. I think this is also a nice discussion for the communities. If you have, you know, suggestions to make, and if you'll excuse my suggestion about using the communities, I just want people to use the communities basically. But maybe we can get more traction from maybe somebody who wasn't able to attend this meeting, if they know about the opportunity.
Well, and also the fact that a lot of people don't know what the primers are. So, you know, maybe using the communities to show people what the primers were, that they're out of print, and we want to get them back in print. You know, and go that way. I know from my experiences of working in a lot of different environments, you know, testing lab and retail and supplier, that a lot of that information is great information to have as a resource, and people just don't know about it.
Okay. So yeah, posting a picture of a old primer might be a way to spark some interest.
Would this
Okay.
be something we would want RA 87 to even address? If this committee is overworked, we can hand it down.
That, I mean, it might be more appropriate for RA 87, you know, or it could be a joint project. Maybe that's something else to discuss.
Okay.
Any other comments? Jiping, any other thing you want to discuss with the committee?
No, not anymore.
Okay. So do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. And then all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any comments? All right, thank you, everyone.
Y'all have a good day.
Okay,
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.